almost nobody or nobody is in on it. Even George H.W., in terms of what truly is going on here. That doesn't mean George H.W. or George W. believed that guys with box cutters did. I mean, I'm not, they, of course, that's at the first grade level. There's certain things are plotted and planned, or what is going to be given to the press, or what is going to be given to the news, so they run with it. And yes, I mean Simone Biles had to in some way be involved, but that's at the surface level. In terms of what's the ultimate goal of what's going on here, what is the reality trying to do to real people, to remove them from their sense of spiritual self, to distract them. I mean, the most important part of the summary should always be this: the whole reality is designed to keep people distracted and fooled and away from their true selves, like pulling Carol Ann away from the light. You know, Carol Ann, this is what you are. Come on over here. Not never understanding the true self. In terms, does George W. Bush understand that? I don't think so, is what I'm saying. I don't think any of them in on it and have that level of understanding. I think they're if the Ukrainian population in fleeing is running scripts, why would a lesser spiritual being, George H.W. Bush or George W. Bush, why would they not be running scripts? So they're going to be running even more scripts. I mean, in terms of people that have advised me, like Tony, the Tony I'm talking about, said these are spiritual incarnations that are way less than you are. He's like, trust me, they're big fish and they dominate here in this place. Some people argue that they're kind of bound to this place. They're game addicted, where we're trying to get out. We're way above them in terms of not here. We're limited in this avatar here in terms of the big picture. So if any a lot of people that we would consider real, like your sister or your brother, they're running the scripts of this reality. Why would we not think that George W. Bush isn't running the scripts, or Barack Obama? Of course they are, in my opinion. In my opinion, do I know exact? But for the truthers, it's like no, they know everything. They're plotting and planning. Ridiculous.
Und jetzt so im Nachhinein betrachtet, wenn Sie so überlegen, warum konnten Sie dann nicht weiter hinein? Was wäre da Ihre Antwort darauf?
Ich höre bei vielen anderen Berichten, dass ich noch etwas zu erledigen habe und deshalb nicht diesen Weg gehen kann, weil ich noch nicht sozusagen fertig bin hier. Ich kann es so nicht unterschreiben, weil ich es habe nicht so erlebt. Es war einfach irgendwie, ich bin dem noch nicht, wenn ich das mit diesen Worten ausdrücken will, ich war dem Leben dort noch nicht gewachsen. Ich war, wenn man das mit Energien beschreiben will, das tun ja auch viele, dann war meine Schwingung auf einer niederen Ebene und ich war dieser anderen höheren Frequenz oder Schwingungen noch nicht gewachsen. Das begriff ich sofort. Dass das noch nicht mein Feld ist, mein Lebensfeld. Da wächst man hinein, weiß ich heute. Aber hier wächst man an seinen Aufgaben. An dieser Stelle, als ich da stand oder verweilte, hatte ich nur diesen Eindruck, das ist die Welt, wo ich hin möchte, aber irgendwie doch nicht. Irgendwie bin ich dem noch nicht gewachsen.
Okay, this place can very likely be an experiment for certain entities to learn how to grow souls, to kind of improve the whole process. And yeah, and while we sleep, we most likely do upload the data, the experiences we make in certain situations in this environment, and it probably tests the limits and tries to find the most effective ways to grow a soul, to make it stronger. I don't know, maybe the outside of this place is suffering from weak souls or not having any souls or proper souls, right souls, the right, and maybe they're testing here how to, make them better. And that also would explain the abduction phenomena, where some human beings are kind of checked, or maybe it's like a repair station, a repair service for broken people, where the upload doesn't work anymore or something like that. That maybe don't upload the data while sleeping and they have to be repaired, something like that. And that would also explain why those aliens look and seem very strange to us, because they probably don't have souls. They're probably just like robots servicing you. Yeah, this seems quite a good theory in my opinion. And in an experiment, the people who take place in the experiments very often don't know what's going on. So it doesn't, the knowledge about the experiment doesn't interfere in the process. It's a common method to not tell the participants of the experiments what it's about, to not falsify the outcome. Yeah, that's the best theory I can come up with now. And I mean, it's obvious that this whole place is an illusion, some kind of simulation matrix, and it's about growing. Yeah, if you do it right, if you take it right, and if you're lucky, they don't overdo you with the experience, so you can. I mean, it all seems to run automatically, and they just collect the data, and I don't know, probably use it to upgrade the simulation every now and then. Probably that's why we experience the Mandela effect and all kinds of stuff, and all kinds of different versions of the reality. If you look at history, that very often doesn't seem plausible or logic anymore. They probably tried out a lot of different stuff to affect people in different ways, to most likely, in my opinion, to shape people in a certain way, to grow those souls, to in certain ways, for maybe special needs. They need special people, right? And those people need to make certain experience to become certain people. Well, those souls need to make certain experiences to become certain people or souls that I don't know how they are used afterwards, but you always get what you need. That would also explain why. Because you need to become a certain kind of being. Yeah, that's why you always get what you need, not what you want. No, I'm most certain their intention is to grow only like strong souls, strong human people with certain values, like moral values, with a strong fighting spirit that can overcome all kind of pain and suffering, especially that physical, but also psychological pain and suffering. It was most likely the warrior type, because that's kind of what we see in all those movies, yeah, like this inspirational stuff. That's probably what's most wanted, right? I mean, we are shown that in everywhere, yeah, like the Bible tells you to be a good human, movies tell you to be a good human, to be a role model, music tells you to be strong and emotionally like healthy. Let me say healthy. And I guess you all know what you mean, because we all know what's right and wrong. And if you don't sell yourself here, sell your soul, piece for piece, then I think you're pretty good to go. The more, yeah, healthy and strong you are, the higher the chances I get to maybe get out of here. I cannot promise that you get out of here as the one who you are now, but I'm changing every year into another person anyway, like more mature, and I do not really see any other way to deal with this place than to willingly give up yourself to become a better version of yourself constantly, and just to be able to deal with all this pain and suffering this place puts upon you, and it's getting more challenging every year. If you ask me, the more you grow, the more difficult the game becomes in any way. The challenges grow more difficult. The more mature, the stronger you become. That's just how it works, and that's why I have to face this bullshit Corona crisis now, and like all and many other illogical things. It's just, a test how you behave in this certain circumstance and situation, and what you make out of it, and if you give up to it, or if you stand your ground, if you stand your man or woman. And I don't think it's very far-fetched to think that maybe there is no better way to grow those souls. It's like this movie. I think it's also called Souls. There maybe just isn't a better way, a better method to grow souls, to, teach them certain things than this place. Why do we assume there is something better? I mean, a soul is probably something very special, right? I think so. I really cannot put myself into I really cannot think what I am in like in the big picture. I can't even imagine what I am in this universe. That seems so much bigger than what I am. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not. But I wouldn't consider myself small, like a soul. It seems to be very important. Well, we cannot say, we really don't know, and we can only assume that we don't know for a reason, and then again would explain that we participate in something where we aren't supposed to know, and I guess it's also not very far-fetched to assume that souls who don't make it, who can't reach a certain frequency, a certain level of consciousness, that those souls are being recycled back and put in a different scenario to hopefully, work out better, to, do the spiritual bodybuilding that is needed. And I don't know, this all this material world with all its desires and lusts, it's all put upon you like a challenge, like a test. And I hope you can face it. I wish you all to be very strong and to I think it's easy. I mean, there are a lot of bad things around us we really should get not involved with, like all this materialistic stuff, all these desires, this bodily, everything the body wants. It's I mean, it's not bad to satisfy certain desires. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy anything. I think it's very important to enjoy, but not to be addicted. There's much to enjoy in this place. There are a lot of good things to do. And but it's also very important to understand those things and not to be controlled by them. Almost everything is about self-control here. If you don't have control over what you're doing, at least to a certain degree, and there are kind of different degrees and levels to self-control. As soon as something catches you and you're kind of addicted to it, you have kind of lost, right? I mean, it's like there are so many things you can addicted to. Food addiction, like the media, entertainment, consuming addiction, and all kind of stuff. I'm happy to tell you that I'm pretty much that I'm at least trying to be in control of myself, and I think that's kind of the most important thing to do this first step and to realize. I have to empower myself and take back control, find myself, and then in most cases it's for most things, because there are a lot of stupid bad things out there you don't want to get involved with, then you detach, then you do your own thing, you do it the right way, your own, and be a role model for others. And that's how, as easy as it is. I mean, that's all it takes. Like, good example is the Ukrainian-Russian thing right now. It's completely absurd that so many people push and fuel this theater show war. I mean, I'm not saying it's fake. I mean, people are obviously dying and getting hurt, but why do they even participate in this bullshit? So the first step would be to just not participate in this fucking war show, theater, wrestling show, just like this whole politic bullshit. Don't get involved, detach from it. And then, do everything you can to show everyone maybe that this is bullshit, but you don't have to. I mean, it's about you, it's not about other people. If other people want to do bullshit, stupid things, they can do. You cannot stop them forcefully, because that would kind of, they wouldn't even understand. They would only be angry and mad with you. They wouldn't understand you. And it's also part of the free will thing. They have to find out for themselves. They have to decide for themselves. You really cannot force anyone to anything. You can only help people to help themselves if they want it. And that's how it is. And yeah, one of the things you can do is try to make fun of it, to obviously also stay sane in this place, because it gets so crazy, yeah. So that's why memes and comedy and all this stuff is very good for mental health. So guys, stay strong, keep up the warrior attitude, and yeah, grow as healthy and strong as you're able to, for yourself, because it makes you just feel better and more sane in a crazy place. It's like jumping from the ship of fools of the river of insanity. How Matt from the Quantum of Conscious channel would say. Enjoy the show. Well, don't get me wrong. There's a limit. There's a level, or there is a situation where you have to intervene. If someone is not only harming themselves, but is also about to hurt and harm other people, for example you or just anyone, of course you have to intervene, you have to do something, and you can do so very forcefully, yeah. You can even violence is an option. Yes, it should be the last resort, but it's all about energy anyway, so you can use it. You don't have to get angry about it, yeah. You can stop someone hurting himself and others by... You can just do that without, the anger, without taking it personally, without being, offended by it. You just do it because it's right. You stop someone because you don't want him to hurt himself by hurting others. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, that's something to do, but you also do it for yourself. So, of course, sometimes you just need to do what... That's again just is referring to do what's right, in regard of working with others. And of course I don't expect anything less from others. So if I do something wrong, I want to be corrected, and I'm very open to constructive critique. So I'm very willing to change for the better. And yeah, just you have to be aware that you aren't perfect, probably never, and you shouldn't be too certain of anything. Nothing. We live in a very crazy world, so you gotta be very open-minded. Of course, there are some things we might call hard facts, but we gotta be very careful with what we believe. Maybe here and now it's a hard fact, but what do we know about this universe, right? So there should always be the benefit of the doubt, yeah, and keep that in mind as you progress. And you might wonder, why not put out more teachers out there, like spirit teachers and behavior teachers that tell you what you're supposed to do here. Well, let me tell you, because it wouldn't work, and they're actually not... You actually have like more teachers than you need. The teaching, the symbols are everywhere, in everything. It flows through art, yeah. Everything you need to know flows to art, and and there are many people who also will teach you certain lessons. But I guess it's something you have to experience and you have to find for yourself. Well, that's the one thing I don't understand why it cannot be more clear, right? I mean, it's pretty clear, but maybe it has to do with free will. I think it is those souls and spirits that are supposed to grow are something very special, and it just doesn't work any other way. That would be my best guess. Why it's not more clear, but it's actually pretty clear, to be honest. If I'm honest to myself, there are so many positive role models out there and so many negative role models. You really just have to open your eyes and heart to it. And I hope that's what you're gonna do. Find the right way and keep on going to the very end. I mean, how long can it take? It's pretty time limited. The experience you probably won't do more than a few 100 years. Well, I just wanna talk about how the alien abduction phenomena that seems to be very real. We just have too many reports fit into this soul growing farm experiment. The theory I just came up with, and please know it's just a theory, and I'm just pointing out connections I see. Maybe it's completely humbug or something, but just want to let you know, because connecting the dots and the knowledge you have is the one thing we can do. And yeah, a lot of people who have been abducted, they see those little gray aliens. They call them grays, I think, but they are big ones and small ones supposedly. But a lot of people kind of report the little gray ones with the big eyes. Yeah, they see kind of, I mean, it's a kind of famous one. It's kind of the opposite of, not the opposite, but it's like E.T. with big eyes, I guess, something like that, and maybe not so fat. And yeah, sorry, I don't know why I had to mention that. Description might not, well, fuck it. Yeah, those little gray aliens, a lot of people report they seem like robots. They're kind of like, they won't even talk to you. They will just fulfill their tasks. Yeah, they're kind of like robots who organize things, who just do whatever they were supposed to do, like little minions, right? And those guys doesn't seem to have a soul, and that's what I wanted to point out. So it seems to be souls might be a very rare thing, and maybe those guys just checking the process, right? If how things work out. Yeah. It's like, yeah, like the repair guys, but it's like automatic or something. I don't know. Some kind of they kind of data control check analyzes things, I guess, who are checking if everything runs fine. Maybe they do like Stichproben. I cannot find the English word right now, just to make sure everything's going well. And yeah, and they kind of doesn't seem to possess like personality, and maybe that kind of also makes me wonder if who we are growing those souls for, maybe or for what, right? That's maybe, I'm not even sure if we keep them, right? just to let you know, I don't see that in a negative way though. I don't feel negative about the whole thing anymore. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but yeah, I guess you just can't feel too negative about things because you end up in a spiral. And let's don't go too deep into this matter, because where attention goes, energy flows. And yeah, you pay attention. It costs you something. Are you willing to pay the price? I mean, I see this pay attention. I see this pay in a negative way. So you got to be very careful where you put your attention. Okay, thank you guys.